So we have to reveal who's doing this. But it's not our focus to try to say, well, let's look at them, because we can't fight against them. We cannot fight. Our fight is spiritual. Now, what are the tools of those that are fighting against us? What are their tools? We're going to go there. Before we go there, what gods? Let's get the one in the Apocrypha real quick to show that all nations have a God over them. But the Most High became the God of the Hebrews, unless we yield ourselves to their gods. So we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but there's high rulers we can't see in the spirit that control the world. And for those who, what I would say, worship the gods, get knowledge and technology to rule the rest of the ignorance, what I would call the unknowing people in the earth, the people that just don't know. You can't call them ignorant, they just don't know. So you have those that are willing to make an agreement with these gods, even sacrifice people, whatever they need to do, to get certain knowledge, to have power over people. These people are so power hungry, and so their ambition leads them to want to control other people. Okay? And with that particular ambition, they get an agreement with the fallen one and say, okay, we'll give you knowledge and technology, but you have to help me do this. You can control these people because they're going to die anyway. I don't care about them. I'm trying to get to the heavens. Are you in agreement to help me do this? Now, this is the real agreement that goes down. Let me show you this. Chapter and verse in Ecclesiasticus.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 17, verse 17.
Ecclesiasticus 17 and 17 in the Apocrypha. Read.
For in the division of the nations of the whole earth.
In the divisions of the nations of the whole earth. That means every nationality of people. Read it again.
For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
He set a ruler over every people. That means there's a God over every nation. Whether you be, just say when the Lord divided the earth into bounds. Ham, Shem, Japheth, Ishmael, all these different families, Syrians, Elam. There was a God or a fallen God placed over every nation. So that's the understanding of worshiping idols and gods. And so you can prosper or to get rain or get any similitude of peace within your bounds, you needed to reverence the God who was over you. All right? This is the history of your idols and your worshiping of fallen angels. Read that again.
For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
He set a ruler over every people. Read.
But Israel is the Most High's portion.
But Israel is the Most High's portion, which means the Most High allowed an angel to be over every nation, but not the children of Israel. All right? Now, he's our God. He's the children of Israel's God. So there's no need for an angel to be over us. Now, what happens when Lucifer gives them the understanding of good and evil, and they realize that they can get above the rest of society if they link in with that angel that was put over them? If they can find out who that angel is and worship that angel and conjure that angel and get an agreement with that angel. Now you have people connecting with the unseen. This is what's going on in the earth, brothers and sisters. This is why people sacrifice to angels. They sacrifice normal people in society. This is the reason people get kidnapped and you don't know where they are, and they get sacrificed in little dark cellars. This is what's really going on. They're doing this for prosperity and knowledge and power over the population. Okay? And I hope I'm bringing this on the lowest. I'm trying to go as low as I can to have us understand what side we need to be on. Now, what are the tools that the adversary used against us? Let's go to Deuteronomy 18. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 10.
Deuteronomy 18 and 10. Read.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Read that again.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
There shall be no one amongst the children of Israel that will have his son or daughter to pass through the fire. Now, why did the Most High give us this law? See, unless we understand this, you don't have a grasp of how society works, especially a society that was given into the hand of the wicked. He was telling us this is because the other nations figured that if they sacrificed people to that God that's over them, then they would get blessings. They would get blessings because they were willing to sacrifice one they love. Almost similar to how the Most High told Abraham to bring his son, his only son Isaac, for a sacrifice. Alright? So the other nations do this. They do blood sacrifice to their God that's been set over them for prosperity. Alright? And what they did was they slowly but surely integrated this in society where it's normal. This is a normal play in society to keep their power. There's a certain amount of children they must sacrifice each year. What do you think Planned Parenthood is? There's more. Read.
Or that useth divination.
Here's some more tools that fuels the adversary and those that are on the wrong side of this. And those that are on the wrong side of this. Listen to this clearly. First of all, sacrifices is used. Second, read again.
Or that useth divination.
Divination. That means divining. Okay? Telling the future. You notice all these things are normal in our society, and they promote it to us as regular choices. You can go somewhere and get your palm read or get your future told. These are all tools embedded or actually embedded in society for us to liberally partake in. Here's tools that's in our everyday life that you walk by and you see. Read.
Or that useth divination, or an observer of times.
An observer of times. You got people who can try to tell the future. They go into different levels of telling you what's going to happen, like Nostradamus. Nostradamus was a top sorcerer. We're going to go into him also in a moment. Top sorcerer, Nostradamus. Read.
Or an enchanter.
Or an enchanter. You got people who put enchantments on people, like charmers, and does different incantations. These things are normal on the wrong side of the Most High, under Lucifer. You're going to find out all these things encompasses the tree of good and evil. This is what Satan produced in the earth to his elites, to those that are under him, to control the masses. Okay, and to them it's good to have all this knowledge, this science, this understanding. It's good, right? To them. Read.
Or a witch.
Or a witch. Okay, a witch is a female conjurer, a woman who would be behind all types of sorcery, and witchcraft and do different potions. Okay, now I know some brothers and sisters don't know that your government pumps out witches and warlocks every day, and they put a white jacket on them and call them doctors. Okay, these were what you would call wizards and witches in old time, where they would know what ingredient to use to poison you or to get you well or to do this and you can feel a certain type of way. Those were your doctors. But they were called witches and warlocks. Today, they're called practicing doctors. Okay, but they're warlocks, they're witches. Read.
Or a charmer.
Or a charmer. All these things are needed in a society in order for the fallen one to fulfill his promise and to control the masses and to destroy us. And the Most High told us, stay away from all these things. Read.
Or a consultant with familiar spirits.
Here's another thing. This is knowledge that was given to certain people the nations had to be able to connect with familiar spirits. Calling spirits, trying to call spirits from the dead. Yes. This is a lot. See, some brothers and sisters don't know the knowledge that was actually given from the beginning. The knowledge that Adam and Eve was able to partake into. And I'm going to show you that our elite have this understanding and was able to market this and put it in society in an effort to destroy us. See, but they knew we would wake up too. They knew we would wake up to the game and what they were doing. So they targeted our genocide at the same time that we would wake up. Okay? Read.
Or a wizard.
Or a wizard. That's a male witch. That's like your witch doctors over in Haiti, over in Africa. These different, your pope, your cardinals, your bishops that are over the Roman Catholic Church. These are all wizards. Read.
Or a necromancer.
Or a necromancer. Let's get necromancer in the Hebrew. And some people might ask about, am I saying doctors or witches and warlocks? Absolutely 100%. When you go into the word sorcery, the word is pharmakeia. Pharmakeia is pharmaceuticals. So they are sorcerers. They are prescribing you medication or potions. See, back in ancient and Druid times, in Celts times, in ancient Babylonian times, they were called potions. Now, they're called drugs. Okay? Let's get necromancer.
Necromancer.
Go ahead.
Hebrew reference H 1875.
Go ahead.
Darash. A primitive root properly to tread or frequent, usually to follow, for pursuit or search, by implication, to seek or ask, specifically to worship. Ask at all, care for, diligently inquire, make inquisition. Necromancer. Question, require, search.
Yeah, you get that one too. Here's an example of a necromancer. There's certain units within the CIA and government in which they would have these witches and these warlocks. They put them in the room and they'll ask them certain questions to find someone that's missing, to go and seek someone out that been buried or got killed and who killed them. These are actual people who have linked into the spirit of necromancy who can actually do this. And these units are within police